it really is a fascinating example of the way a religious enthusiasm begins. You see, again, in the Western world, we often think of religion as a doctrine, a message, and we have to prove to ourselves that it is true, and then we'll apply it. But that's not actually the way religions work. People live in a certain way. They perform certain rituals, and through that they discover faith.
Op paaszondag ontmoeten Britse fans elkaar altijd boven een pub in Wolverhampton.
Elvis's music is one of the chief ways by which religions have expressed themselves and have helped people to apprehend those deeper currents of life. People feel profoundly touched by this and feel in some sense released and loved. You can actually experience the divine and have some fun at the same time. You know, especially in the Protestant world, religion has become so grim. You know, it can be, not always of course, but it can be. Here's the individual alone with his Bible and his God. So that I think that perhaps that may be part of the appeal. We're being taught to come to God with humour. That's something that's lacking in much conventional Christianity.
My passion with Elvis is fun. I worked very hard all my life, raised children. I am now a grandmother who wears trifocals, and I'm ready to have some fun. Thank you very much.
Welcome to the only religion that will matter in the next millennium. The First Presbyterian Church of Elvis the Divine. Now, this again, I'm sure it hasn't started off as a full-blown church, but as people invest more time into it, it actually starts to take on its own life. This reminds me of when I was a student, going to Rome. It reminds me of all the paraphernalia that surrounded the Vatican, all the little barrows, all the tack, and to be quite honest, it reminds me of the evangelical church. You invest yourself, your own energies, and I think people start to take it progressively more serious. In fact, what they're starting to do are some quasi-religious practices. They go to see the Elvis impersonators, the high priests of the new religion.
Op een fototentoonstelling vorig jaar in Mississippi schitterden tientallen imitatoren in hun Elvis-pakken.
They put the suit on, they get on stage, they have an audience, you know, the music starts, something happens inside of them that is a transformation, and they definitely feel a different kind of energy than they feel certainly in their normal everyday lives. I know that every single one of them has certain things that they need to do in order to psych themselves up, in order to feel Elvis. One impersonator did tell me that he said, you know, becoming an Elvis impersonator is not something you start out to do, but something happens and you follow the calling. The ones who do the later Elvis in the jeweled jumpsuits often give out scarves. That's part of the act. And they are always given with quite a good reverence. They put the scarf on, they go down, put the scarf on the woman, and gives her a kiss, and then it's the next one. So in a way it is quite like communion, but the kiss is the communion, it's not. And the scarf is something to take away. And it's always a big thing if you're in the audience. You have to feel sort of like worthy to get the kiss or to get the scarf.
And I should go and
David Moore verafgoedt Elvis al heel zijn leven. Elvis in ere houden is voor hem een roeping.
I do Elvis because I want people to know what that man was all about. You know, the kindness, the giving, the sharing, never forgetting where he came from. And Elvis was English, Irish, Choctaw, and Cherokee Indian. And I'm English, Irish, Cherokee, and German. And our birthdays are 5 days apart. So I always felt this connection with Elvis ever since I was 5. And to me, it's nothing more than a gift that God has given to me.
I'll always love you. And someday soon.
I'm not Elvis. I loved Elvis, like every fan, even my song that I wrote, Going from Graceland to Heaven's Door. It's my gift to every person that loved Elvis. I know I hurt you when I left you. You know you touched my very soul. I didn't mean to leave you, but it was time for me to go. Just remember that I'll always love you, and know someday we'll meet again. And it goes, going from Graceland to Heaven's Door 4 times. And it goes, I took the crown that you gave me and laid it at my Savior's feet. I hailed my mama and my daddy. With Jesse now, my life's complete. I've had people that have come up that said it was like Elvis was talking to me, and I've had people that said, I just lost a son 6 months ago, and it was, you gave me hope in that song. And I really believe, and I really believe that if Elvis could talk to us, it's exactly what he would tell us.
From a very early date in the practice of religion, people developed the practice of imitatio Dei, the imitation of the gods. They would reenact, usually in ritual form, what the gods were believed to have done, either in the primordial world of the heavens or in their activities here on earth. And by imitating them, you were creating a replica in which the divine could be apprehended again.
And I've had some beautiful experiences, some sad experiences, some strange experience doing Elvis that I can't explain. I'll give you one example. I walked into a home where one of the fellas in there was a quadriplegic, and it was his birthday, and they had all these pictures of Elvis, and then all these people are in their chair, you know, like this, and the minute I walked in, I saw a light go on in their eyes, and it was very hard to get through the songs because I was so moved. And as God is my witness, I heard God's voice say to me, he said, this is why I have you do this, just to make a difference. And I do see it as a ministry of healing, a ministry. If I can take a person that is dying, or a person that has no hope, or a child that has no love, and for 5 minutes show them love and compassion, what more in life is there?